Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to discuss about a topic that was requested by one of our subscribers, and I think this topic is really important as per se the fundamentals of business. So the topic that we're going to discuss today is inventory. Now when I ask what is inventory, inventory is basically the goods that are ready to be sold in the market, or it can be the raw material that is eventually going to turn into the finished goods, right? So these two things form the basis of the inventory of a company. Inventory as a journal ends up into the asset side of the company's accounts books and is usually one of the major indicators of companies revenue and profitability, whether it be considering the inventory turnover ratios, calculating the carrying cost of the inventory, calculating the cost of goods sold, profitability, profit margins, etc. Right? Now, as long as the inventory is with the company, it has a certain carrying cost attached to it, and once the inventory is sold, that carrying cost of the inventory gets turned into COGS, that is the cost associated with the goods sold. Right now, if you want to learn more about what is COGS, I'll put a link in the video itself and as well as in the description. Please have a look at it, and it will be very much self-explanatory. Now coming back to inventory. Now, as we discussed, inventory it can be of two types: finished product and the raw material that is anyway going to turn into the final goods that need to be sold in the market. Right now, there is some intermediary step also where you have the raw material, you have the finished good, but there is a work in progress kind of situation. So your product is not completely ready and it is not a raw material anymore, but it is somewhere in between. Let's say a car. So you have all the parts, you have started the assembly, but it is not ready yet, right? So that middle part, which is the work in progress, that will also be considered as a inventory in certain situations, right? Now, I earlier mentioned to you about the carrying cost and the COGS, right? Now let's dig a little deep into it. Other concepts that come into inventory management, basically the basic definition of inventory are LIFO and FIFO. Now let's talk about LIFO first. LIFO is last in, first out. So as the name explains itself, the inventory that was purchased last, right, will go out first. So that means last means the latest. So your latest inventory will go out first. So the top of your bucket, your inventory bucket, the top shelf, the newest inventory will have the lowest carrying cost and will go out first and become COGS first, right? While the inventory later that is waiting to go out will have an additional carrying cost getting lined up and will definitely have a greater cost of goods sold once they are utilized into being the final product or getting sold. Right now, the other one is FIFO. FIFO means first in, first out. So in this bucket, let's suppose you have this inventory bucket. There's a product that that had come in first, so that goes down. Then there's another, then there's another, then there's another. This is the pile of your inventory. The one that entered first will be the first one to go out, right? Now that means this product that was at the end will get converted from its carrying cost to COGS first, and the subsequent inventory will wait to go out and turn into the final product. So this is the basic difference between LIFO and FIFO. LIFO, last in, first out. FIFO, first in, first out. Now most of the companies advocate which is better, which is not, but you can say, if you evaluate, first in first out is still able to manage the carrying cost and the costs of the product, and still able to manage the inventory where the inventory turnover ratio is adequate. Places where the inventory turnover is really fast, right? So if it's a very fast paced company, fast paced product industry where your inventory is getting used up really quickly, there they can still manage the carrying cost and the cogs even if they have a LIFO policy, right? But you have to understand the fact that with LIFO and with FIFO both, you have to have greater extent of inventory management, which includes their warehousing, that also adheres a cost, right? Their protection, management, space utilization, and all that. Now that cost is also there at the front end. So if your product is there on the showroom, it is acquiring a certain space, and that space has a certain kind of rent to it. That store has people or sales representatives who are trying to sell that product, and those people have salaries to it, right? You have, if you are in a mall, you have common maintenance area charges associated with it. All that are adhering to that particular product, and till the time that product is not selling, there is an additional cost that is getting associated to that product. That is why every year we see end of season sales happening, because there is certain time where companies feel that getting rid of a particular product at a very nominal margin is much better than holding it for much longer, because it is not making way for the newer inventory, and neither it is going to sell that fast that we can compensate it with the new inventory, right? Now this was the basic structure of what is basically the inventory. I try to explain I try to touch all the points that would start this conversation about the inventory, and slowly and steadily I'll start explaining each and every one in detail in my forthcoming videos. So please stay tuned for that. Put any questions you have in the comment box, and please let me know, right? Because as we make those new videos, as we make those new content, we would put more examples into it, and with each pointer added to that, everything will be self-explanatory, right? Whether it's LIFO, FIFO, you have COGS, you already have a video for it. Please check that. You have carrying cost, then you have inventory turnover ratios, all the mathematics involved with it. So we'll discuss all that in the coming videos, right? Keep watching, please be safe. Thank you so much. Bye.